Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here on behalf of actually two associations. Mr. Dr. Pei, Trustee Pei invited Bayview Cummer Neighborhood Association and Silverview Community Association. However, the president of Silverview Community Association, which is Mr. Jeff Horodisky, couldn't come. So he sent his regards and thanks to Trustee Pei and asked me to read a few lines for the community. So bear with me, it won't take long. The general message is for tonight from the president is that from the members of Silverview Community Association, the message is very simple, that we need each other. Let's get together and build a connected community. A community that is alive with community spirit, and we will stand tall because we have a community that we can be proud to live in. If you wish to be connected to the association, you can reach to me, or you can visit their website at silverview.ca, www.silverview.ca. The boundaries of the catchment of Silverview Association is on the east side of Yonge, both sides of Willowdale, north to Cummer, and south to Pemberton. Can you show me by raise of hand how many people here are a member of Silverview Community Association? Anyone? Well, I encourage you to join. How many people here are a member of Bayview Cummer Neighborhood Association? Vincent, yes, so yes, that's great. You guys are all members of Bayview Cummer. Thank you very much. All right, so that was a brief message from Silverview Community Association. I'll go to the short 10 minutes talk of tonight. The focus is on safety, but our association has been known for its advocacy for the 175 Cummer. So my name is Natasha Mansouri. I'm a member of the board of director of the Bayview Cummer Neighborhood Association. And I'm here tonight to tell you who we are, what we do, what is going on, why you should care, why I am here, and what you can do. And I'll make it very brief because the details of the past few years is extensive. It doesn't fit in the 10-15 minutes of the time here, but it will give you a little bit of gist of what's going on. The BCNA is a non-profit, volunteer-based organization. All of the board members, including myself, take enormous time out of our lives to work for the common good of our community. In fact, on December 7, which I was last here with the Trustee Pei's ward meeting, one of the members of Neighborhood Link, if you recognize that organization, approached me and commented that she's amazed at the amount of work we do, and it seems like a full-time job. That's what she says. And I said, it is. It is sort of a full-time job. So that's what the association is. What do? We inform our members of issues that impact them directly. We ask for their opinion. We do that through surveys and to meetings. We advocate on their behalf. We are the voice of our members. We plan, organize, run educational, informative, and cultural community events. In summary, we engage, we enhance, and we empower. Now, what is going on? This is the important part. In the beginning of the conversation, there was some talk about it, and you got some different information from Atife and the police officers and all that stuff. Here's our take. I've been involved in the issue of 175 Cummer Modular homes from the beginning. However, at the time, I was not a member of the BCNA. Nevertheless, I was actively participating in all the city consultation meetings, canvassing, advocating for our seniors, our students' safety, and the protection of green space, and most importantly, at least for ours, most importantly, what the majority of us came to this country for, which is a transparent, accountable government that follows due course and respects proper procedure. And what happened with 175 Cummer is not that. It's not that we don't have compassion, that did not happen. Through our investigation, we learned that the site was selected more than a year earlier, and construction began 5 months before the councilor's newsletter, the councilor at the time, Mr. Fillion, informed anyone that the site was coming. In fact, there was so little consultation that the first information session was held without a sign on the lawn from the city. Freedom of information requests that we did from the federal government found that their agreement, the agreement of the federal government with the city, required the city to have a zoning in place before construction and approval from the federal government before moving ahead. However, a subsequent freedom of information request that we did revealed that there was no approval from the federal government. In July 2023, the mismanagement of the 175 Cummer Avenue project became public knowledge with a review by the City of Toronto auditor. Instead of admitting to their mistakes and attempting to rectify, it appeared that the city picked a fight with us, with its own people who are paying for what they are doing. Given that the land was approved for use and construction occurred before notice was even given, proper consultation was impossible. However, the city moved forward with a consulting report published by Laura Consulting, which includes a list of stakeholders consulted. The city claims that they consulted schools including Lillian Public School, Cummer Valley Middle School, Newton Brook East Catholic School, St. Agnes Catholic School. However, there's no evidence or record in the report that any of these consultations actually occurred. There are no notes or documents confirming that it happened. In addition, we have asked for file link that contains excerpts from the housing secretaries confirming the use of clean needles drugs on the site, which will be provided by the city as part of their harm reduction, as a portion of the tenants are expected to be using illicit drugs. This is not about not having compassion. This is about not following due process. That's what we want from our elected officials. Why should you care? You might think to yourself that you don't live near the area. You don't know any of the seniors of 175 Cummer, and you actually you're allergic to trees. You don't like the trees. Why should you care? I will give you two reasons. One is the immediate safety issue. My children went to Cummer Valley Middle School. As I've always mentioned, I'm grateful to Mr. Georgie. He had a great role in my kids' life, which I shall never forget. Their gym teacher, at a time, took the kids to the ravine, south of Cummer Valley, to go for runs. The kids loved it. After school, the students would go to the ravine and enjoy being in nature. If you have never been there in the ravine behind the school, you don't know what you're missing. It's a jewel of our area. During the lockdowns, when the gyms were closed, I used to go for walks on the trail in that ravine at 4 a.m. I only felt unsafe once when a skunk was chasing me. Not anymore. I do not dare to go for walks, nor if I had young children, I would allow them to stay after school to hang out with their friends. We do not need to go too far to see what has happened to our neighborhood. The BCNA held a Remembrance Day ceremony at Wedgwood Park, the one close to here this year. I was presenting. There's a veterans memorial stone in that park in honor of the veterans who lived in this area. I cleaned up the packaging of legal and illegal drugs around that stone that day. Would you want your child to play in that park? Or would you be okay with the city officials or media calling you NIMBY because you don't agree with that? If you have attended our current councilors, Chang, safety town hall meetings, you would have heard from the police officers the increase of crime, theft, breaking, etc. That is what has happened to our neighborhood, to our city, and to our country. The second reason is the bigger picture. This is not an isolated issue. Anyone is interested can come to me, provide me a contact. I'll send all the links. This is all documented. I'm not making this up. I can provide all of it to you. However, the city has been positioning modular facilities, including 540 Cedarville, in which province approved an MZO with safe injection sites very close to schools and across from community centers with children and pool services. The use of an MZO prevented public consultation and appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal, despite the provisions of needle services. I'm going to leave it at that. This is important, while the Toronto Seniors Community Housing Corporation and individuals interacting with seniors require vulnerable sector security checks, there are no requirements for tenants in these modular facilities who may be users of illicit drugs and have higher statistical possibility of having criminal records to undergo screening. Despite this, the city has been seeking and using MZO to put facilities offering services for these things. Why should you care? What is your alternative? Not care? Let it get worse? Then why did we come here? Why did our parents come here? Certainly not for this. And why am I here tonight? I'm here tonight because almost every level of our governing body has failed us. Those who are tasked to serve the public, whether they're elected officials or those who work in the public sector, have not only let us down, even worse, they have betrayed our trust. They can't sugarcoat it and say it's okay. Be more protective. Despite of all of that transpired, our membership recognized the importance of helping those in need. It's not that we don't care. We asked the city for a compromise with the help of our current councillor Chang that would benefit everyone except the beautiful trees. Our proposal was to proceed with the building of the modular homes because there is a need. We recognize that, with the condition that it will be dedicated to those seniors who are homeless. The city rejected that proposal. We appealed to the Ontario Land Tribunal, and on January 2nd, we lost our case. We have now filed a review as our lawyer believes there are elements in our case that have not been addressed accordingly. Ironically, 2 days after we lost our case, the city announced that since there's a large number of homeless seniors with long waiting lists, which we knew, they may prioritize placing them at this location. Although this may sound good, it begs the question, why on earth did they disagree with our proposal to begin with? Why did we waste time and money? It does not sound good. It sounds hypocritical. What can you do? This is the last part. What can you do? A lot. Tyranny triumphs when good men and women stay silent, stay quiet. You need to speak up. We have tremendous power. We are not alone, and we're not in minority. How can you help? One, you don't need to go and fight. We're doing the fight. You can join an association. You can join our association. Now, you might not live in our catchment. There are two ways to join. You can live in our catchment. You pay a yearly fee of $25. You get 2 voting rights per household, which means that when we have issues, we ask for your opinion, you can vote, and we go based on your vote. If you don't live in our catchment, you can still become a member. You pay that. You can't vote, but you'll be informed. You can participate in every event, and we will listen to you. You just can't vote. That's all is it to it. We need your support. We're not done fighting. Till there's life, there's hope. And this is our home. This is our neighborhood. This is our country. It has to start somewhere, and that somewhere is here tonight. Are you with me? Are you with our seniors here? Thank you.